What is money a symbol of for you? Let's really talk about that now, because money is safety. It's a representation of safety. Money is a representation of love. Money is a form of appreciation. Money is an exchange of time. And money is a representation of love. Now, when you look at love in completion, the highest vibration of love is joy. And the lowest vibration of love is fear. Now, I've heard some people say that the highest vibration of love is authenticity. But sometimes for some people in certain unhealed wounds, their authenticity will still make them feel bad. No. When your authenticity is just authentic and you have considered how you've relayed the information, you've empathized with that person, then technically you should be enjoying, right? So everything is a sliding scale. And in order to learn who you are, you will be faced with what you are not constantly. In order to know and to prove who you say you are, you will constantly be met with who and what is not a representation of who you are. Okay. Everything, the relationship of opposites that are one in a healed state. In an unhealed state, the opposites will be completely opposite, and it will almost feel like an attack on the system, because this is who and what you're going to attract. You're going to attract you. If you feel broken, you're going to attract broken too. Okay? And basically, if there is unhealed wounds, you're going to attract at the level of your unhealed wounds. And more than that, is you will attract at your highest point of focus and attention. I'll repeat that. You will attract at the highest point of your focused attention. And usually your focused attention would be through feeling. And if you're feeling more energy towards fear, then that is what you're going to bring about into your experience. So even if joy comes, it's going to irritate the shit out of you up until it brings more joy out of you. Because you must understand, the moment you ask of the universe, hey, I would like this, and thank you that I have this, and please give me this, you receive it. But your level of unconsciousness or consciousness will help you see what part of you are you vibrating on the sliding scale of love. Are you more towards fear, or are you more towards joy? Right? So one thing I wanted to speak about here is when we look at the being and the doing relationship. The being and doing relationship, when it is in harmony, the being is the being, the doing is the doing. When it is not in harmony, the being will do and the doing will be. Okay. So we go into passive active states that are unharmonious. So those are the two relationships, the being that is the doing, and the doing which is the being, or the being which is the being, and the doing which is the doing, right? That's the most harmonious. And depending on your level of attention and focus, depending on your unhealed and healed wounds, from asking what you wanted, you'll receive it into your experience to say, who do you say you are? Or what are you representing as? Who are you identified as in this moment? And what are you identified as in this moment? So when we look at money, what has become very interesting is how money has become a representation that men hold more power to. So let me explain men and power, because I need to just unpack this. When we look at the being and the doing, we can also look at, and I'm just going to go specifically to the relationship between a wombed man and a man, okay? And the divine feminine, the dark divine feminine, divine masculine, and the dark divine masculine. So when divine is divine in her feminine and divine is divine in his masculine, and it's not about gender, it's action orientated, but can also represent an external force of gender. Your divine being will be divine in the masculine, doing will do. When it is in the imbalanced state, the dark feminine takes power, and then the dark masculine will take power. The being state is your inner world. The doing state is your external world. So whatever is happening physically is a representation of what is happening internally in your life right now. That's why meditation becomes such an important tool to have, because we are firing so many questions at once on all sensory levels. And up until we become aware of what it is that we are asking from a more intentional space rather than an unintentional space, we will keep attracting our wounds versus healing our wounds. Okay. So the wombed man gives birth, right? And whatever she's giving birth, even if it's not a physical child, she is almost like that spiritual backbone for the man representation of her. Okay. And these two are portals for one another. Generally, in the most healthiest form, I think I just need to go back to my notes if this is. Okay, so. Okay, it's not in this one. But to kind of put it, now I've just lost my train of thought. Great. Okay, so you're talking about the wombed man and the wombed and the man. They are a portal. Yeah. Okay, so let's pick up from they are a portal for one another. The wombed man will represent the spiritual safety, and the man will represent the physical safety. Now, in the most balanced form, the man will trust the woman, the wombed man, to take them into a deeper dive into the spiritual world. And as he goes into the spiritual world deeper, he knows that he is protected. But and then whatever he takes from her is going to come into physical manifestation. So you look at relationships and you look at what is happening in your life, in the relationship. Is this relationship balanced or not in harmony? If it is not in harmony, you have attracted dark feminine energy within you from the man and the wombed man. And so your darkness is your wounds, and you've come here particularly to help each other heal. But if you don't have the capacity or do not want to take up that spiritual responsibility, then that responsibility falls on one person. And that can be a very heavy burden. And a lot of the times, from the unhealed state, a lot of women would take it. It's not to say that the man won't, it's just generally the wounded man will hold more of that emotion from within. Because now it's almost like a deeper target on the spiritual. Okay. And then what I wanted to bring into this was, we have now created a society, because we do not understand the masculine and feminine balance, the yin and the yang, the being and the doing. We have come into deep states of, like I said, the imbalanced masculine and feminine, being and doing, and then divinity within us. So now man has become a physical representation of money. So now you get a whole lot of what comes with the, let me rather say this, what comes with the imbalanced money is power, but from a disempowered state, because it's fearful. Remember, it's coming from the dark, so it's disempowered. It is coming as dishonest. It is coming from the darker side. And when we talk darker side, we talk unhealed. Because once you shed light to it, then you see the beauty in your pain. And so we have the power will find a disempowered. The dishonest will find a dishonest. So if your man is dishonest, it's because you're dishonest. And if your woman is dishonest, it's because you're dishonest. You attract who you are. And it's such a hard pill to swallow, like when you're in it, specifically, like if you're in it and you haven't been able to step out of it, because you really see this as love. And what you don't realize is you can't fully love if you don't like yourself, because fully loving is also liking the fearful parts of you and the parts of you that you dislike, that are very uncomfortable. In order to love yourself in completion, it's loving the joy and loving the fear, and understanding what they're here to teach you. That it's like going into a cave covered by a mountain. It's like that, if you put it in the most simplest form. So now we have an imbalanced system where men have now become the symbol of money. But it's, like I said, it's coming from the disempowered state, it's coming from the dishonest space, and it's coming from the wounds. But here's the thing, because now society will say, typically, a man doesn't cry, a man doesn't really show his emotions. A man can't be weak, he needs to always just be strong. And it's like, shame, man. That's also a lot, on a man, to not be able to be human, to almost be just looked at as a physical representation of some form of machine. And just men have a lot of emotions. If you dig deeper to some men, just look at the poetry, the rappers, you listen to men like singing love songs. They love, men just really love. And I'm not excluding women, just hear me for what I'm talking about in this particular thing. And now it's like we don't give grace to allow men to speak about the emotions that they have. Right? And as a woman, the symbol of money, because it's a part of your, let me rather say this, because now you have looked at a man to represent money for you, yet you don't have a healed relationship of money. Oh no, wait, let me rather say it like this. You are looking for a man who is complete, who's going to be able to take care of you, and is going to sort out the money. Yet, you're now partnering up with him and you don't even have your money right. That is just like a recipe for disaster. A lot of divorces you hear, they keep talking about money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. And up until we understand that money is love, it's liking all of you, your fearful, your dark side, your unwounded side, whatever you want to call it, as much as you do the joyful side, the lighter feelings, and the light and love that you want to exude into it, you know? So, what is money a symbol of for you now that we've just spoken about this? Please do like, share, and subscribe. And if you would like a one on one coaching session, please do email me and we can get in touch with helping you become a symbol of love that you fully want to exude so that you match with the right person, whether you are a wombed man or a man. Okay, sending so much love.